Hi there, and welcome back to SangMedia. Today we're going to talk about a show review.
Yeah, it's a play called Yellowface. Yellowface is a semi-autobiographical play by David Henry Hwang, featuring the playwright as the central character, DHH, as he attempts to produce his 1993 play Face Value.
The play delves into themes of racial identity, cultural misrepresentation, and the complex relationship between the media and politics.
The production history. The play opened off-Broadway at the Joseph Papp Public Theater on December 10, 2007 and closed on January 13, 2008.
In 2013, Yellowface made its UK premiere at Park Theatre in Finsbury Park, London on May 21st. This production transferred to the Royal National Theatre on May 5th, 2014.
In 2021, Yellowface premiered in Australia at the King's Cross Theatre, Sydney, opening on 23rd of April and closing on 8th May after a sold-out run.
Wow. In 2024, we finally got the Broadway production. It began previews on September 13, 2024 through Roundabout Theatre Company at the Tad Hames Theatre.
Opening night is on October 1st for a limited engagement through November 2024. We saw this a few days before its opening. So what is the plot about?
Well, Yellowface, as we said, is semi-autobiographical, and it's about the first Asian playwright to win a Tony Award in 1988, and what happened after.
David Henry Hwang. So a lot of these are actually factual that happened in his life, and some were made up to make it into the satire that it is. So the play explores issues of race, identity, and cultural appropriation.
Of course, this play centers around Hwang's response to the controversy surrounding the casting of a white actor in an Asian role in what musical?
Miss Saigon. So the plot follows Hwang's fictionalized alter ego who accidentally casts a white actor in an Asian role and then tries to cover it up.
As the story unfolds, it delves into questions of authenticity, ethnicity, and self-identity in the entertainment industry and beyond.
The play's themes include questions of race and of the interaction between media and politics.
Oh yeah.
The cast. So what about the cast?
Well, of course we have Daniel Dae Kim. He portrays David Hwang. Daniel rose to fame from the TV show Lost. He was on Hawaii Five-0 and was instrumental in bringing the Korean drama The Good Doctor to the States. He also did a lot of theater, and his most popular Broadway show is playing the King in The King and I.
And playing next to him is Ryan Eggold, who played the lead in NBC's hit medical drama New Amsterdam. He was the white guy who was mistakenly cast for an Asian role. He makes his Broadway debut here.
Oh, so they're both TV doctors.
Oh, right.
Francis Chu, reprising his role as the father Henry Hwang, he originated the role in the off-Broadway play 17 years ago.
Oh, wow. Shannon Tayo as Leia, the ex-girlfriend, and other characters. Kevin Del Aguila as actor A.
Marinda Anderson as actor B.
Greg Keller as reporter.
Let's talk about the actor's performance.
Oh, they were all good. Yeah. Interesting dynamics. So I will tell you more about it later. But I was surprised with Daniel Dae Kim. I know him as a dramatic actor.
Yeah.
Like a serious one. He was actually funny here. And so was the rest of the cast.
Did you know he was actually in a production of Peter Pan Goes Wrong?
Oh.
So it seems like he might be dipping more action into a little bit of comedy.
Comedy, yeah. Huh.
And as an actor, we're usually taught to treat a comedy as if it's a drama because that raises the stakes and makes it funnier.
Right.
And to treat a drama as a comedy.
Huh. That's interesting. Insider's actor's point of view there.
How
So-
about the man who played the father,
Oh,
Francis
the
Jew?
father, Francis Jew. He was amazing. Yeah, he the dynamics between David and Henry, you know, father and son dynamics was amazing. The father is a Chinese immigrant, and David is a first generation American.
And I think Ryan Eggold was coming in there, and he was right up top with the others, and he was performing the comedy and the drama all at once. And it's a very good combination because you're feeling both conflicting inside of you, so you kind of have to laugh off the drama sometimes.
Right. I mean, it's a serious topic, but with the lighter side perspective to it, you know. So it's not really too
It's not
too
it doesn't
dramatic.
get too heavy, but there are moments
but
where
very serious topics.
very
indeed.
serious
Yeah.
topics.
So the verdict. What do we think of the play? Yellowface is a non-East or South Asian playing a role that is meant to represent East-South Asian characters in film and theater, though this can encompass other Western media. More often than not, it is Caucasians being cast as Asians, like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. So this play really speaks to me personally, you know, as an Asian American who immigrated here over 20 years ago. So it's rare that we see an Asian lead even up to this day. We were talking about this in the theater. This is probably the fourth Broadway play or musical that I saw within the last 25 years where an Asian is the actual lead, you know, headlined by an Asian person. Maybe we'll have another video of that. So even though I'm not directly involved in theater, it speaks to me, like I mentioned, because of Asian representation lacking here in this country. Growing up in the Philippines, they mentioned, you know, Miss Saigon, and we all know Lea Salonga became famous because of this role where she was cast. The thing is, living back in the Philippines in the early 90s when I was a kid, we were oblivious, you know, we're not aware of, you know, we didn't care when Jonathan Pryce was cast as a half Asian. I didn't even know that his eyes were taped. And then Mickey Rooney, who was one of my mom's favorite growing up, I saw some clips of it at Breakfast at Tiffany's. We didn't care. We thought it was funny. We thought it was a normal thing at that time. It was only when I immigrated here, I befriended an off-Broadway actor, Anderson Lims. He did a cabaret show, and he mentioned how tough it was in his cabaret being Asian and looking for Asian roles, you know, or more, as an actor, you try to get the biggest role you can get, right? So this is when I became aware how lacking, especially in the entertainment industry, as an Asian person, if you want to succeed in the entertainment business, there's hardly any roles for you, at least as a lead. But that has changed over time. It's gradually changing. And also in the play, the Chinese father, there was a line where he was remembering in Shanghai where he watched all these Hollywood classic movies and he idolized Gary Cooper, Jimmy Stewart, and Frank Sinatra. In fact, he said his life really began when he moved to America. A lot of Asian countries, the American influence of especially Hollywood movies and plays and other, you know, media is very strong, and a lot of us would want to live here in the States and idolize people who don't look like us. And then I realized at least 99% of the stars, musicians, media persons don't look like me after living here in 25 years. But now gradually that's growing a bit. And there's 7.3% Asians in this country. So I dare each one of you to name at least 7 people in the media or entertainment business that you know out of 100. That's my short take. It's very personal, sorry. But Yellowface did that to me. And I hope if you're non-Asian, this speaks to you as well. It gives you an outside perspective, which brings me to my partner and husband. Being a non-Asian person, what do you think of the play?
So what I thought of the play, well, we did get to see this conversation of what is, and this is coming up again. This happened in the 90s, this happened in the 1930s, this has happened multiple times in our country.
Right, it's still relevant to this day.
Where
although not as a, you know.
The other is getting ostracized and turned into a villain.
Right.
And the conversation in this play that most revolves around the father is Chinese naturalized American versus Chinese citizen, and how his idea of loyalty to America is that the American dream is about helping others rise to a better place.
Right.
Which we get to see a lot in the white actor. We kind of see that a little bit of a lens for what might not be right sometimes.
Right. That
like I'm going to be the face of this because I have the privilege to be the face of it. But we don't yes, use your privilege, but use it respectfully in a way to make sure things are...
So
yeah.
Don't get us wrong. Like I mentioned, this is a satire. There's a lot of funny scenes. Even though the topics were heavy, speaking of race, which is, a very sensitive topic up to this date. But there's a lot of funny moments and touching and endearing moments as well.
For me, the script in the show being almost semi-autobiographical and over the span of the 30 years was a little bit of a stretch. It might be a little bit hard for a new theater person to walk into. They could have had a date show up every once in a while so that you know where you are along the timeline.
Yeah, which brings me, the play is excellent, but if I have to nitpick, in the beginning that wasn't very clear because it was the Caucasian actor talking, being in China and enjoying it, and then there was a jump right to when Henry Hwang, won for M. Butterfly.
Again, one minus thing was the dry narration at the start, which does make sense later and is totally paid off for, and I completely understand when it gets explained and why it gets explained. I don't want to spoil it for you because it's one of those light bulb on moments of why that's happening here.
Right.
And in total, the show wins out with humor and heart. This is a human story. This is an American story, and it's meaningful.
Asian American story.
Yes.
And I do highly recommend this. There's not a lot of Asian American stories out there available, to watch.
And it's going to be a limited run.
It's a limited run, yeah. It's ending on November 24, I believe. So hurry, get your tickets. It's Yellowface on Broadway at the Todd Hames Theater on 42nd Street.
Enjoy. Subscribe, share, comment, and we'll see you around.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.